Hello everyone, Tripsy here, and today we're back with some Starfield. This is going to be another min-maxing video, and today we'll be looking over efficiency of the HABs and efficiency of the cargo pods. So, as always, I have a spreadsheet made for this, and here's the spreadsheet that I have. As you can see, I added each module that is there, also the manufacturer of the modules, the whole HP, that's how much health each module has, and then the mass, and then of course the common stuff, crew stations, passenger slots, bed, and so on. Over here, that's one of the more important stats. So you can make a ship really weak and heavy, or you can also make it really strong and relatively light. So that will be, it will be stronger in a battle that way. So this is the custom stat I have made. It uses the mass and compares it to the whole HP. So what you're looking for here is higher numbers. You can see these ones over here. You get one hull, or 5 hull in this case, for 5 mass, so you get more efficiency on your overall health pool of the ship. How Starfield works is a lot of the stuff that you get is basically cosmetic. For example, let me go over here to these. So the control stations, they have crew stations, which is nice, but if you go down to here, companionways, you can see they have 1-to-1 for hull and mass, but they don't offer anything else. The cargo hull, again, same thing. You know, it looks cool, you enter the ship and you have a big cargo area, but as far as functionality goes, they don't add anything. And if you look at the ratio, they're actually pretty bad if you want a strong ship. So you can try to avoid these right there because they have a pretty low ratio. Captain's quarters, captain's quarters, you have the bed. Some of them have cooking stations and a nav console, and that's about it. So it's kind of nice to have, again, for RP reasons. The brig, I don't think it's really worth it. You can get a bed that's somewhere else, and that's a little more efficient. So again, RP reasons, and that's about it. Armory, same deal again. Armory is actually decent because it gives you a couple boxes, so that's armory, I'll give it a plus. The all-in-ones are also pretty nice because they give you a bed and a cooking station, and some give you a research station, so they're nice, and they also give you passenger slots that you can use for your crew. What else is kind of useless? The mess hall, that was pretty much useless as well. Here it is. So they have a cooking station, which of course you get a cooking station with the living quarters, which you actually need. So the mess hall is pretty much useless, and again, the ratio is pretty terrible. So you're better off putting something else there. The other thing is the storeroom. You can see they're again, the ratio is pretty high on HP to mass. A weapons workshop, it's a must because you get the industrial workbench, the suit workbench, and also a weapon workbench. So some of them even have a research. My recommendation is a workshop and a science lab, so you can get both. As you can see, the Nova Science Lab also has passenger slots, since that's pretty nice. Also, the Nova Workshop has passenger slots as well, so that's really helpful. And that's, you know, that's the majority. Having crew stations in an engineering bay, for example, is exactly the same thing as the crew stations in the control stations. So why would you choose this one over this one when all this is going to do is lower your overall health pool of the ship. So again, it's more so for RP rather than actual use. So if you're focused on making a min-maxed ship, you would want the most efficient living quarters that give you beds and a cooking station. You just need one. And then the workshop, the science lab, and what else? Oh, the control stations, because you need the crew stations. And the rest of them you can fill with either companionways or storerooms. That will give you the most efficiency on your hull to mass ratio. So that's for the HABs. As you can see, this is the spreadsheet that I have made. And then the cargo pods, here we go, finally loaded. So the cargo pods, we have some shielded ones. You can buy those once you get further in the story. And then the rest of them are just unshielded. So you have the cargo capacity for each module, you have the hull HP, you have the mass, the value, how much each cargo is worth, each module is worth, and then the unlock level, and then if it's shielded or not. Here are my two custom columns. One is mass to hull ratio, basically the mass here compared to how much hull it gives you, and then the other one is cargo to mass. So you have the cargo compared to how much mass it adds to your ship. So you want lower mass to hull and higher cargo to mass. So if we sort it by mass to hull, you want these lower ones. So if you add for example 2 of these right here, let's say you add 2 of them, you're going to get 420, and you're going to get 10 hull added, and the mass is going to be 44, so that's 88. And then if you compare that to something like this one, for example, the other StormX, you get about the same cargo, 435. However, you only get 5 hull, and the weight is also higher than this one, although you get a little more cargo capacity here. However, the most important part is the hull. You just don't get that 10 hull which you would get with 2 of these. So that's how you optimize the ship. And for this, let's compare the maximum to the minimum, I guess. So 210 compared to 1480. So if we do 1480 divided by 210, there we go, so we get 7.5 times. And if we multiply, so we'll need seven of these modules to compare to one of these, right? So 7 of these modules would give us 35 rather than 5. And 7 times 44, so the total weight would be 308. So the weight is about the same, that really makes no difference, but the big difference is in the hull. So let's take a look at this in action in Starfield here. So let's compare the StormX 30 compared to the Galleon. So the Galleon is, here we go, is that the right one? 204. So the 204 is the other one. So let's go to cargo, the Galleon 204. So you can see my hull hasn't changed at all. So currently it's 1600 and my cargo is 4980. Now if we add some of the other ones, so we will need 7 Where's those? And those are it. I only see these, so that's we'll use these there. You can see they're exactly the same stats. So if we add 7 of these, copy that please. And now we'll put some on the other side. Here we go. So you can see the cargo remained about the same. The mobility is also about the same. It's red because I switched out the module from my original one. The mass is again about the same, but you can see the hull is now 30 points more, so that's proven, right? So it works exactly the same way as the other modules. So if we put the Galileo, again you can see the mass stayed the same, mobility is exactly the same, and the hull is 1600 compared to 1630, so cargo also the same. So that's how that works. So that sums up the cargo and the head modules. They're pretty straightforward. In the next video we'll be going over the grav drives and fuel tanks, and again we'll be doing the same kind of mass to hull ratio and so on to try to get the best ones out there, and explain the strategy again. Another thing is, a lot of people have been asking me to upload the spreadsheet. I am at the point where I have covered the more important things, such as the weapons, also the shields, the engines, and so on. So I'm at the point where I'm more satisfied with the spreadsheet. If you want to access the spreadsheet, check the description of the video. I will be putting the link in there so you can view it. Let me know in the comments if this video was helpful. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.